Hello. Check, check, check.
Yep. That's good. That's good, Mark. You got yourself a drink? Get comfy?
Yeah, got it all figured out.
There we
Right
go.
on.
It's past 10 o'clock here, so I'm all good. Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Magerl, and you're watching the Sit Down Podcast, episode number 69.
Hey, I'm Mark.
I'm Joel.
These episodes of the Sit Down Podcast are brought to you by Funky Moose Records.
Subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below, and ring the bell because it really helps us out, you guys.
And check out funkymooserecords.ca for all your used and new records, and accessories.
And merch.
Beauty.
69, dudes. No, just
Yeah.
kidding.
And in American dates, it's also 6/9.
What do you? Oh, it is too, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're June 9th today.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
And it's hump day.
And it's
Boom.
Wednesday, hump day. Crazy.
Anyway.
Thank you and welcome for joining us this afternoon. You correct me if I'm wrong, but well, I know you're not in Canada right now because of the time.
No, I'm far away actually. I'm in Europe, in Graz, which is a city in Austria.
Österreich.
Österreich, yeah, right. You surprised me now, but yeah, that's where I am. And yeah, it's past 10 o'clock. It's actually 4:10 p.m. It's already dark outside. I'm sitting in my apartment having a beer, talking to you guys.
Right,
Cool.
well, cheers, brother.
Are you in the mountains?
Cheers. Come again?
Are you in the mountains?
No,
Oh.
no. Unfortunately, no. No mountains. Nothing
At all?
special about Graz, actually. I hate to say it, but it's true. But like, as I said before, like Austria is a small country, so it's like a 2-hour car drive to be in the mountains.
Yeah.
Also,
So,
people like to ski. I don't, but like if they do, it doesn't take long for them to get to the mountains.
Right.
so the reason I know how to pronounce it is because I'm originally from Holland.
Ah,
And
okay.
a friend of mine always went to Austria for skiing trips. So
Yeah,
it's pretty
I
close.
never
close-
managed to learn it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. I used to snowboard for like maybe a year, because there were some girls involved, and I like that.
Yeah.
But
Do it.
That's
I
funny
don't know.
you say that because I was just thinking how Austrian girls are fairly attractive. So
yeah, they are.
for sure, man. Cool.
But
What do you know?
they didn't make me a good skier or a snowboarder. That
No.
didn't get there.
Well, don't feel bad. Before I came to Canada, I never skied or snowboarded either. And I've been in Canada for 13 years now, and I skied twice and snowboarded once. So
What do you like? Which one do you like better?
skiing,
You find it easier?
yes. So I started, well, the first time we went out on a hill, Wapiti.
Right.
I was like, I don't know what that, am I skiing or snowboarding? And then everybody was like, oh, you should try snowboarding. It's easier. And my wife's cousin was there too, and he's a good snowboarder. He said, yeah, you should try snowboarding because I can teach you. Okay. So I strapped a snowboard on and away I went. Or so I thought. Man, my wrists hurt and my butt hurt.
Well, you're supposed to stay off of those.
Well, yeah, that's
Right.
easier said than done. Anyway, so then after that, my friend who goes to Austria to go skiing a lot, he was like, no, we should put you on skis and actually properly teach you. Let's go. So we went to, I think it was Banff, Jasper, somewhere around there. And I learned how to ski, and that was a lot easier.
Right. Well, you and I went skiing in, where was that? Was that BC?
Yep.
I don't even remember where the frick we went.
Fairmont.
Fairmont. Yeah, whatever.
Yep.
Anyways,
Like
anyway,
I once went snowboarding in Russia because I told people, you know, I'm from Austria, I know how to do it, but it was a bad idea. Like I was kind of lucky because it was just like a small hill, and that I managed to do small hills. I can do small hills, like flat landscapes. I can snowboard there. That's fine, but like other than that.
Yeah, nothing too aggressive or crazy. Hey,
no half pipes.
no black diamonds.
Half pipes.
Right on. So, how long well, not how long, but when did you start playing the guitar?
That's a long time ago. When I was still at school, I think I was 14 something, because I started playing the flute, which I hated, but
okay,
a lot of people started playing the flute. And after that, I wanted to play the guitar, but for some reason I ended up playing the piano. So I did that for like 4 years, and I was taught how to play classical music, which I think was fine, but it's not what I usually do, because I like to play my own stuff, and I'm a classical composer. So
right.
And I always wanted to play the guitar, and when I was 13 or 14, I can't remember exactly. I finally managed to do that because I always thought it looked cool. You know, that's what it was. And I still can't play like difficult stuff. I just play easy chords and have my guitar down where my knees are. But it just like looks cool, and that's what I do. You know, don't know much, but I do what I do with passion. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
So the reason you're on with us is because Lyle, is that his name? Oh,
I don't know, Lyle.
It might not be Lyle.
From your record label here in Canada.
I know a guy called Mike. That's the guy that I'm in contact with.
Another
And
Mike?
he tells me that he's called Mike.
Oh.
At least he says his name is Mike. Maybe it's a Lyle.
Hi, I'm Mike from Canada. Maybe it's some guy from somewhere else.
So this other record label has this guy on their label, and you should have him on the podcast. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was Lyle. Now I'm confused. Anyway,
anyways,
the record label reached out to us to see if we could, if we were interested in carrying some vinyl records, and then we got to talk about your music and our podcast. And he was like, "Well, that's funny, because Chris is going to have a music video out in June, so that would be perfect timing."
Right.
So here we are. So how the video is for, what's the song called? Paper Cuts?
Paper Cuts, yeah.
So I watched the video and I was trying to locate where this video was shot. Was this all in Austria?
I think none of it happened in Austria.
Okay.
Actually, this is the first video that I didn't do, and that I wasn't involved at all. The thing is, I told Mike, let's call him Mike.
That's right. Yeah, sure.
I told him about because he kept asking me about this one song, because he knows all the songs of the record, and he said, that song I really like, and I want to do a video for the song. And I had some ideas for a video, but he said, well, you know, let me try something. And so I told him what the song was about, and he did the video, and he didn't tell me his ideas before the video was done. And I remember asking him, you know, what are you gonna do if I decide I don't like your video? But I did, you know, but like it was definitely not shot in Austria, because I hadn't seen the video before it was done, before it was on YouTube. Which was an interesting approach for me, because usually the way things work is I write a song, basically most of the songs were written right here on this couch. And then I go to the studio and record all these songs, and think about which song I want to do a video for, and then think about video ideas and all that kind of stuff, you know. But like this time, it was different, and it was interesting for me to have someone else listen to the lyrics and think about what a song could be about, and then think about a story that he wants to do, and that's how the video happened. You know?
Right.
So was the video close to what you had in mind, or
was it completely different?
But it's still making sense.
Yeah, it is making sense, totally. But you know, I have this punk rock background, so I usually don't do videos with like supercars and yachts and that kind of stuff. So I was, okay, that's interesting. But he got the story right. That's what I thought was important. So
right.
But if I had done the video, it would have been different, way different.
Yeah, because I saw that supercar. I think it was a McLaren 750 or something. I was like, oh, I wonder if Chris drove that. But I guess not.
No, not yet.
Maybe when you make a lot of money with your music.
Yeah, I just like, I have a van. I always have vans because of the music. It's like, yeah, I think like most musicians have vans.
Yeah. Yeah. Supercars are cool, but you can't put a guitar in the back.
No, maybe a small one.
Yeah.
Ukulele.
Ukulele, yeah. So let's go back to Mike or Lyle, whatever. Mike. Let's go with Mike.
Guy.
Yeah, Guy.
Let's call him Guy.
So how did you end up with the label here in Canada?
You know, I've known the guy for a long time because about 20 years ago, I used to play in a punk band, and our bassist, I remember our bassist once just like came to our rehearsal and said, you know, there's this guy in Canada and he wants to release our record. And we did that. And in 2001, we even went on tour in Canada. And the guy, Mike, he used to have a different label back then. And I used to play in that different band, in that punk band. And then for a long time, we wouldn't hear from each other because like our band split up, and I don't know about Mike's label, but I think that ended as well at some point. And it was about half a year ago when he emailed me on Facebook. I think it was Facebook, and he told me, "Do you know who I am? We know each other." And I was like, "Yeah." And from the way how he like was writing, I realized, well, it's got to be that guy from Canada that I used to know about 20 years ago. And I was like, "Mike, is that you?" And we started to talk about like music and what I've been doing, what he's been doing. And he told me that he wanted to start a label again, and he would like to release some of my music. And yeah, now there's this record coming up and the video.
Right. Cool. So this, I'm just looking here. So the video for Paper Cuts was end of April. April 30th is when it went up on YouTube.
Yeah.
You got over 1,100 views on it so far. So that's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it because it's like, as I said before, like for me, it's very exciting. Just like, because I'm like a passenger. I just like watch things happen, you know.
Right.
And I always read the comments, and they're great too. So I like that.
Those, I try and stay away from those. They freak me out. I take things too personally. Yeah. So I try to not look at the comments at all. Because
I usually don't get that many. So
yeah, that's exactly it. Like, thankfully, there's not lots.
And he says he doesn't look at the comments, but he does.
Yeah.
Everybody, I think everybody does.
Because yesterday you texted me, "Hey, we got a comment, but I can't find it. Where is it?"
Well, I just happened to notice that it said that there was one, but that I couldn't see it. There was one that I couldn't see.
Yeah.
But I think I know what you mean, because sometimes I try not to read reviews because I've had like good reviews and bad ones. But I got really frustrated and sometimes been pissed off when I read about things that people wrote that didn't know me. They don't know me. They don't know my lyrics. They don't know anything about me. And then, like, I think it's cool if someone writes, I don't like his music. That's cool, because yeah, that's how life is, you know, it's cool. But I remember, like, once somebody compared my music to some other band, claiming that I was like trying to like imitate this other band, and I didn't even know who that band was. I was
Right.
like, it's just not true, you know.
Yeah.
And so I try not to read reviews, but I always do. I need to be honest with this.
Yeah.
Can't help
Well,
it, you know.
you can
For
probably
sure.
tell in the first paragraph where it's going. And if you don't like where it's going, then you just stop reading.
Yeah, but it's hard, you know. It's because it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you can't stop whether it's good or bad. You're not going to stop halfway through the paragraph, right? Like you're going to
Yeah.
finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't like where this is going, so I'm going to stop
Yeah,
reading. And
fuck
then you
this
go back,
guy, man.
well,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
it does get good. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So what do you got going, like, not what do you got going on, but how is the music scene? Like, is it active where you are right now, or is everything pretty locked up tight?
It's people are still, I think people are trying to get started again, but some of them like hesitate in a way. They're like, because last year I remember last summer, everyone was like, okay, yeah, in fall it's gonna be easy to play shows again, and I was like, I wanted to wait, but we got good offers, and then all of a sudden we had lots of shows booked for fall, and except for one or two, none of these shows happened in the end.
Oh,
And this year it's like people are like, yeah, let's wait and see, maybe small things in summer. I think people are confused. They don't really know what's going to happen in fall. But I'm just trying to get a few shows booked, and if they happen, cool. If not, yeah, it's like the same as last year.
Right.
It's not as disappointing again, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people aren't really booking anything right now too, right? It's because of what happened last year.
Yeah.
All these people book shows and then they didn't fall through, and they just don't want to go through that again. Can you tell me a little bit more about the record that's out?
It's because there are like two stories at the moment, which is very exciting for me. I don't know if you know this, but it's like one record in Canada, but it's like two records for me, because I have a new band which is called like Chris Magerl and the Burning Flags,
Right.
which I started about 2 years ago, and we're just in the studio to record and hopefully release a new record in fall. And at the same time, or in June, now Mike is going to release this other record. So it's actually two records. And this one, Places, this one is called Places, has already been released in Austria a few years ago.
Okay.
So it's not that new to me, but it's new to like everyone outside of Austria, I guess.
Yeah. Right. Like here in Canada,
and
right? You hear. Yeah.
and this time is the first time that it's going to be released on vinyl, which I think is exciting, because you have like the bigger picture and the artwork is better, you know.
Yeah.
So there's a lot happening at the moment, which is cool. Not shows, but
Right.
Yeah.
release wise, it's cool. I like that.
So is the record is released in Canada currently, right? Like
Not
as of today, or not?
Not yet.
It's coming out on the 18th.
Yeah, 18th, 19th. I don't know exactly, but soon. So sometime in June.
Yeah, what I understood is that the album itself is released on the 18th, and vinyl hopefully also, but I don't think there was a set date for the vinyl release yet.
Right.
Is that correct?
Might be, yeah. Because I don't know about Canada, but I know that like the situation about vinyls in Europe or in Austria is bad, really bad. Because I was in touch with a guy at a company that is supposed to do the vinyls for the new record that's supposed to come out in fall. And what I know for sure is that the other record will come out in fall, but there won't be any vinyls until Easter or something, because there's such a long waiting list. And I don't know about Canada, but
it's we're in the process of releasing a record too, and was a 12 to 14 week.
I thought it was like 14 to 18 or something.
Yeah, around the 14 weekish
time frame,
production time. So
that's not bad actually, because you know that guy that I've been talking to, he was like, you know, you gotta wait for 8 months, maybe a year. And I was like,
well,
oh my god, that's
we don't have the record yet, so it could be 8 months.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess not, eh? Could be that long, but we sure hope not.
The estimated time of arrival is somewhere.
But that's got to be like freaking so exciting to like what a venture to have an album released 2 years ago, right? And then now it's almost like it's not a re-release, but it's like in a completely different location.
Yeah,
so
it's exciting.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's exciting. And like everything is sometimes it just like blows my mind to know that like there's this record that I know I've known for a long time. It's finally there's going to be vinyls, and then a few months after that there's going to be some more songs on a different record. And yeah, it's
right.
You know, I've waited a lot. Last year was not easy, but this year, if all of that happens, not bad.
Right? Yeah, like it seems like all the pieces are finally starting to fall into place, right?
Right.
Definitely.
So this record that's coming out, did you have your band together then, or is this
a different
all
band? Back then, because you know, I used to play in punk bands some years ago.
Yep.
And then I went solo because it was easier, and yeah, I wanted to like write quiet songs and do that for some time. And after a few years, I missed that rock thing. You know, I missed having an electric guitar and a drum kit and all the energy. You know, so I asked some of my friends, well, can you help me when I play shows, and can you come to the studio with me, because I have some songs that I want to record. And that happened back then, and that's Places. But soon after the record was released over here, most of these people had like their own projects and stuff, so they didn't have that much time. So I ended up having this record where you can hear a full band, but I would like play solo shows again, which really sucked, to be honest, because you can't promote the record if you play a different kind of style or different versions of the songs on the record. But meanwhile, I have this new band, and we play some of the old stuff, and some, of course, some of the new stuff. So now it's all one thing, which is great.
Right. Cool. Right. Hell yeah.
For everyone who's interested, because I don't know. Of course, we want to go to Canada and tour there, but I think it's gonna be a while until that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But like, if there are like any people like watching the podcast, you can find some, like, there are actually 2 streams of this band online on YouTube. You can and we did play some of the songs that are on Places, as well as some of the new songs that we're just going to record now. So you can get some of that live experience.
Right.
That's cool.
It's a stream.
Yeah. When you
This
said
close.
when you were back back in the day when you were playing in that punk band, you said that you had toured Canada. Is that right? Did I get that right? Where in Canada did you get to play?
It was like the eastern part, like Toronto, Montreal, Quebec, Ottawa,
Okay.
some smaller places.
Right.
But you know, you have to know, because our first tour was in 2000, which was like 10 shows in Austria and Switzerland. Very, very small tour. And the next year we would get on a plane, fly to Canada, and play this tour. And I was like, this is not happening.
Right.
It was
It's
like, and it was
we
only
made
later
it.
that, yeah, it was because like they had these like black vans, and we got picked up at the airport and had all that kind of stuff. It was like, it felt surreal in a way, and it was amazing. I still think a lot about like these 2 weeks that we had back then.
Right.
It's funny that a tour sounds like a long time, but you just said it was 2 weeks.
Yeah. Right. You would think it was like 8 months or freaking
Yeah.
a world tour or something.
Yeah. Never done a tour that was like longer than 2.5 weeks. But did a couple of like those short ones, and they were always great.
Right.
Well, assuming you were a punk band with a lot of high energy songs, I'm not sure if your body will be able to keep up.
I was
Like
kind of I think we're
8
on the
months
same
long
page,
playing punk shows every night.
right.
You'd
I was
be
going to ask
exhausted.
how many sets do you get out in that 2 weeks,
Yeah.
in the 14 days or whatever?
I mean, like some of the songs were some of the shows were canceled, but it was like 10 or 12 shows.
Right.
But back then, I could do a lot that I can't do now, and I kind of like, because when I was in the studio to record Places, that record that's gonna come out now in Canada, we had to stop recording for a long time because I had problems with my voice. And I think that's mostly because I would scream so much earlier when I was playing in that punk band. Because I don't have a lot of technique. It's pretty much the same as my guitar playing, you know. I just do what I do and try to be as honest and authentic and passionate as possible.
Yeah.
But I don't do it in a way that you supposed to do it, you know. Sometimes, and that not all the time, but sometimes when we were on tour, I would like drink olive oil before the show.
Oh, really?
So I could like survive the show. And there were like 1 or 2 occasions when I would like really spit blood after the show, and so that was kind of bad, you know. But back then I was young. I was like, okay, that's punk rock. So the next night I would like scream again and not talk the entire day, but like scream at night, so I could do the show. And sometimes I can feel the after effects now from that time. So I think I couldn't do a tour that lasts for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. I couldn't do that, but we'll see. We'll figure something out. I'll test it, you know. I'll see how long I can go.
Right. Unless it was like, I suppose if it was structured properly, right? Like if you do, I don't know. No, I'm not saying like every night, but you know, maybe 2 nights on, 1 night off, a night on, a night off, 2 nights on, like, you know what I mean? Like if it's structured so that your body gets the rest it needs. Maybe the blood thing was because you were drinking olive oil too, though. No,
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Did it work? Did it help when you would do that?
I could finish the tour. Couldn't talk much after the tour, but I could finish the tour.
Right. How much of it would you have to drink? How much would you have to drink? Like, are we talking just like a sip, or are you talking like a full cup?
That's enough. It's just like to like have it down there. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But back then I didn't drink alcohol. I drank
It's funny. A lot of punk rockers, they drink whiskey.
Yeah, I do now. I do now because I'm old. Kind of yeah, it feels right. You have to have whiskey or rum or beer, wine, whatever. Not a lot, but some.
Yeah.
Back then it was like that straight edge thing that I thought I was, you know. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, would you come back to Canada?
Sure, I would. Yeah, sure.
You gotta. Well, he has to now. He's got to come and do the West Coast.
Yeah.
Then we won't get to see him.
Well, we're more west than east. That's for sure.
That's true. Yeah.
I'll do like the everything in between as well.
The central. Do a central Canadian.
You know how
to
big
it.
Canada is, right?
I know. Yeah, I do. But you know, I have some friends in Winnipeg, so maybe we should go
Nice.
there as well. Maybe not in
Oh, yeah.
winter because I know it's cold there, and I'm not the
Yeah.
winter person, but
Yeah, come in the summer. I'd say come in the summer
yeah,
for
I'll
sure.
do that.
I moved here. I moved here in December 2008, and it was a mild Canadian winter,
Mm-hmm.
and I froze my balls off. Man,
No
it was
doubt.
cold here.
You know, our tour was in April, and it was still a lot of snow. And when we got off the plane in Austria, like everything was in bloom, and I was like, "Oh man, so many colors."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know, it was a shock. It was nice though.
Yeah, when my family or friends take pictures of the flowers back in bloom in early April or mid-April, I'm looking outside and it's like,
Yeah,
It's
and we're
white.
still hitting that -40 weather.
yeah, it's white everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm born and raised here, and I can't stand it. I don't know why I'm still here, dude. I hate the cold weather, like with a passion. I just despise it so much.
I'm a summer. I'm a summer person too.
Yeah, man.
100%. But anyway, I think I need to get back there and see all these places that I know from documentaries, because I watch a lot of documentaries, and there's like so much nature, like lakes, big lakes, and that kind of stuff. So I need to see that, because the last time when we were there, I mostly saw highways, all-night restaurants, and clubs, you know. And I remember we had like one day off where we went to see the Niagara Falls, and it was really, 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 really foggy, so I could only hear them.
That sucks.
Bad luck, yeah. So I need to go there again just to see the Niagara Falls and some of the nature, maybe. Yeah.
I would agree. Yeah, for sure. If you're out in this way, let us know. Definitely.
Yeah,
I will.
And Winnipeg's only, what is Winnipeg? An 8-hour drive from here?
Yeah. Well,
I think.
For us now, like for me now, 8 hours is like, oh yeah, it's a bit of a drive. But in Europe, if you do an 8-hour drive, you're passing 3 or 4 countries.
Okay, well, here we'd be going into, an 8-hour drive would put you in the next province.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. So from where I used to live in the northern part of Holland to Paris is about a 6-hour drive, and you would cross our country from top to bottom, then you cross Belgium top to bottom, and then you'd be into Paris like midway.
So is there like
France.
different time zones like that too, like there is
No.
here? You know how the provinces are always like an hour different?
No, there is a time difference between. Is there,
for example, Graz, where I live, to London, there's like 1 hour.
Yeah.
Right.
And that covers
one time zone.
That's
And
that's
how long-
almost covering Western Europe, because you're kind of on the eastern part of Western Europe.
Yeah.
Right. And London is the farthest west. You
Right.
can
So
go.
how far of a drive would that be? That 1 hour time difference?
Oh, we've done that, but we had a very, very slow van back then. I don't know.
I remember my friend
14, 15 hours maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember my friend driving to Austria and Switzerland area, and that was usually about a 10-hour drive.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
That just
I
makes
mean,
me
like-
think of how small Canada is.
How big Canada is.
That makes me feel like it's small.
Yeah. It's the other way around.
I know, but I'm
Europe
an
is
idiot
small.
though. But I'm an idiot though.
Yeah, you can fit, well, Austria too probably, because Austria is not that much bigger than Holland, but you can fit
A small country, yeah, very small.
Yeah, so you can fit 11 Hollands, the country, into Saskatchewan, the province.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's small.
Yeah.
I mean, like we're like in the east of Austria, and if I wanted to go to the west, it would take me that would maybe take me about 8 hours, 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
And then I would almost be in Switzerland, which is also very small. So yeah,
Yeah.
small.
Right. So how long? I guess you were saying you didn't get to play any shows last fall, right? So has it been like close to 2 years that you've been able to play a show? Fair to say?
We did play. Well, I did play 2 shows in summer. One with the band,
Last
and
summer. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
last summer, 2020. One was a small solo show with like a seated audience, and one was a small festival, which was really normal actually. It was like at the end of August. And then I had like another show in September, solo, and another one with the band at the end of September. But that was not like people had to sit and register and stuff. So that was like pretty much right before they closed everything down again.
Right.
Right.
So like, and yeah, so the end of September, and I had a show on Monday this week, and that was how long it was actually.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
And it felt weird, honestly, to play this show on Monday, because I've become kind of lazy, usually because I have a day job, and usually spend my evenings on the couch watching documentaries about foreign countries and music documentaries. And I thought that as soon as I could play, I'd be there again and feel all the energy. But it's not the case. I need to realize that it's gonna be possible again, because now it's like, I could go there and it's gonna be fun, but being on a couch and watching something is really fun too.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
Well, yeah, man, and shake all those cobwebs off, because I mean, with this being released in Canada here, like, we sure as hell hope that you get to make it out here and play some shows out here,
Yeah.
right? So I don't want you
We've
being all
already-
rusty when you come out on this end.
Oh, we're gonna rock if we
Oh yeah.
go there. We're gonna do some live rehearsals in Austria and then get on the plane.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Shake off the
That's
rust
what we're
there,
gonna do.
and
Yeah.
do the shows here. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you
So-
like doing the live streaming?
I don't like them at all.
Right.
Not at all.
That
Because
a lot. Because you
yeah,
don't get the crowd participation, right? Like, you're playing to a camera.
yeah, and for some reason I'm nervous when I do that. Like I've played to like 2,000, 3,000 people, and I wasn't nervous. But playing in front of the camera, it gets me nervous. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I don't like it,
Have
Not at all.
So do you get a sense of that same feeling if you were playing in front of a couple thousand people and there were cameras around? Would you have that same feeling or no?
No, because I think I wouldn't notice the cameras.
Right. You would tune those
Because-
out and
Because
Yeah.
there'd be so much energy, and because usually what I do when I play shows is I try to like watch people and get some reaction, see if they move, smile, or if they turn away. I really always try to like analyze, is this a good show or not, and sometimes there's like this one person that really like ruins it for me, because it's like, oh, he doesn't, or she doesn't like it. She's talking to this other guy, But at the same time, if there's something coming back, if people are singing along or are moving, then it just like it just happens, I don't think about anything else then. But if there's just a camera, it's I mean, it was better when I was playing with the band because it felt more like a rehearsal, and we sometimes have really great rehearsals where we have fun and can feel that energy. But it's just for us, there's no one else there that I can analyze or check.
Right.
But I did a few solo shows from my living room, and I really hated them. I was so nervous. I was sweating. I played all the songs way too fast, and yeah, I'm not gonna do that again if I don't have to.
And I think that's because you can't see how the audience,
Yeah.
whoever's watching, is responding.
Do you ever try and play like a game with yourself when you're on stage? If you're watching the crowd and stuff, and you see that one audience member who doesn't seem to be too involved in it, and you try and like break them and get them involved. Do you ever try and do something like that?
Yeah, sometimes sometimes I can be successful doing that.
Right.
Sometimes not.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes I do that.
We talked about this
We did.
with Amy Gaba.
Is that who that was?
Yeah,
for sure. Like and I think we had gotten on the topic that time was from like being an audience member. So I'm not a musician at all. I don't know what it's like being on stage and playing to a crowd at all. But, I love being noticed by the performer in the crowd. But when I do get noticed by them, then it makes me nervous as the audience member, because the performer, like if we lock eyes or something, and then I'm thinking, oh shit, like he saw me, like now I got to do something. And like,
I'm dancing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm dancing.
when in reality, I just want to be there and I just want to enjoy it and listen to it. Right. But then I'll feel like obligated to have to like bob my head or whatever the case may be. Right. So that's how we had gotten on that. And that's why I'm asking, because like, I'm that guy who's just kind of standing there. Like I might be like, nodding my head or something, but typically I'll be just standing there, just taking it in, taking in the environment and enjoying the show, even though it might not look like I'm enjoying it. I really am. Right. So that's what I was
Yeah,
asking.
man, I know that like sometimes it can be misleading, because I remember one show where like I could feel no response. Like people, they were there, they were like clapping their hands after the songs, but I thought it was nothing much. So I even like skipped a few songs that I didn't play. And then I went backstage, had a drink, and then someone came to me and said, well, they're still waiting for you to come back on stage. And I was like, oh, I didn't know, because I thought they didn't like the show. So I went back up there. Turned out they were just listening, and trying to listen to the lyrics, which I really love when someone does that. But I got the wrong idea. But usually, I try to communicate with people, which is a lot easier if it's a small show, of course. But I try to like talk to people and tell them what the songs are about, or like, I don't know, if something goes on during the show, I try to like make this a topic for, I don't know, the situation for the song. I try to do that, and if nothing comes back, it's hard for me.
So how, of course, with your newer songs, it's easier to explain the lyrics and talk about the music and whatever. But when you were in that punk band, was that the same vibe, or was it just?
We were just like, I was talking about politics a lot, in a way that I wouldn't do today, because
Right.
like there were all these phrases. I think sometimes when people ask me about back then and now, like the difference between what I do now and what I did back then, I tell them I basically sing about the same things sometimes, but now I use my own words. And back then it was just, the the same slogans that like a lot of punk bands use. Yeah, so it's easier for me to talk about stuff now because it's my stories, even though it's probably about the same stuff, you know, like work or like poverty and you know, things that are not cool, not fair, whatever, you know, all that kind of stuff. I would sing about that 20 years ago, and I still sing about that now. But now I try to write stories around all that stuff and get people to understand, you know, he's singing about this old woman, but as a matter of fact, it's not about this old woman only. It's about her life and how politics influence her life. And yeah, that's what I do now, or I try to do.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And now people can understand what you're singing.
Yeah, they do. But still, you know, I wanna do some pamphlets that I bring to shows so people can read the lyrics. I used to do that back then, and I want to do it again because sometimes these like 3 minutes, you listen to the music, you watch the band, it's just like too much, and I want to give people the opportunity to take something with them and read the lyrics again if they want to. If not, it's fine. You know?
Right.
Yeah, because
I'm
maybe
just working on that.
Because maybe when you're there as an audience member, you're there, you hear a song and you like the song, but you can't necessarily follow along with the words because with everything
Or
going on.
yeah, something gets
Yeah.
overlooked.
Yeah, and then when you get home, you remember that song, but then you look up the lyrics and you have a thing in your hand like I was there. See?
Yeah, right. So
But
that's what when I want to have it all finished by fall, and it's gonna be some of the new lyrics, but also some of the old lyrics. And if we ever come to Canada, I'm gonna bring some of the pamphlets as well.
yes.
Hell yeah.
Because in I think and that's something that I find very interesting in Canada, or when I was in the UK, people would care way more about my lyrics because I only sing in English, and a lot of people in Austria they don't bother like listening to lyrics that are in English. They just like sing along or hum along, but they don't care about the meaning because it's not their language. So
Really?
so I think like it makes sense to play shows in countries where people can understand the lyrics.
Oh, definitely. Right. Would that ever make you think of maybe writing a song in a different language?
Yeah, I was about to ask that. Thank you.
You know, when I was in school, I had to learn French and Italian, and I was very, very, very bad when it came to that, which is bad because back then I thought, well, I focus in English because wherever you go, people will understand me when I know English. But it's not true. And you know, Italy is not far from Austria, and I'm there like at least twice a year, and I can even order some coffee. I tried once, but they responded in English, so I think my Italian wasn't that.
Because Austrian is German, right?
Yeah, different dialect though. But
yeah, exactly. Because Switzerland has Swiss, and that's technically also German, but it has influences from France and Italy. And I know someone from Switzerland, and I know German, but when she speaks German, I have no clue what she's saying.
Is it like a lot of slang?
No, I don't know. It's
like
just
what we would say like Fringlish, right? French and English together, and that's like
no. You know how there's a difference between the Quebec French and the Saskatchewan French,
right?
And then there's also the French.
France
France
yeah
French. Yeah. So I think
it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I've always wanted to go to I've never been to Montreal, and I've been told, or I've heard, that like if you're French is terrible and you're in Montreal, then the French will, like, instead of listening to you talk your shitty French, they'll start speaking their shitty English to you, right? Because they think it's easier for you to understand their shitty English. So I've always wanted to go to Montreal and have that happen to me. Because if I got to listen to their shitty English, I'm going to make them listen to my shitty French. And just like, so like switch roles. I don't know. I've always wanted to do that for some reason. So.
Actually, so my wife is from here and she grew up French. We went to Paris and she, I don't know, there was some kiosk and we wanted to buy something, whatever. And she had a question. So she asked in French, like whatever the question was.
Right.
And the guy answered in English.
Yeah.
And so she was kind of offended. Like, I just spoke French to you.
Yeah.
Why are you?
And that's because they think that our French is shit, right? So then they'll answer back in their shitty English.
And because
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Because your French has an English accent.
Yeah.
So they assume this is someone from either England or America that.
So would you think that's them trying to be polite, or is that an ignorant thing to do? In your opinion, what do you guys think?
I think they're trying to be polite. And like your stories make me feel way better about my Italian. That's great. Yeah. Because I thought I just don't know how to do it. But now with your stories, I think I'm in good company.
Oh yeah, man. Just let it all, like, you didn't learn it to not use it. So use what you've learned, man. Right? That's what I see it.
I think they're trying to be polite because they think, well, you have an English accent, so your English is probably better. So make it easy for you, and you speak English, and I'll wrestle my way through my shitty English.
Yeah, but you know how I think, right? And then I'm like, well, who are you to tell me that my French isn't good enough?
Yeah, you would be that guy.
I am that guy. Look out, Montreal, here I come.
I think when I was there, I was just like pointing at pictures in restaurants. Yeah, I think I want to have that and that.
Yeah.
And I'm still here, you know. Smart.
Right on.
That's usually how I mean, I don't think I've been to a country where I didn't speak the language. Or, I mean, I can order stuff in German. And I've never been to a...
Well, now you can just freaking translate it on your phone, like in real time.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Or relative, like quick enough.
Yeah. That's handy.
Getting better.
But
like the software is getting better,
yeah. I don't think you'll learn the language by doing that, though.
Okay, but now you don't have to learn the language because you can do that now.
Where's the
like you could go to China and say, like, whatever, where's the...
I would like a beer.
Yeah, where's the... I was going to say, like, pass me some bat or something. And then that can be translated.
Really?
No, just... you know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it would be translated right away. So you wouldn't have to learn the language, is all I'm saying.
It makes it easier, yeah.
But you know, sometimes I just like use Google Translator like to translate my lyrics into German to see if they get it right. And if that's where we are at the moment, I'm not so sure you would get a beer in China if you only have that tool.
Yeah, maybe not, right?
Hey, that would be a fun project.
Yeah.
And pretty easy. Just take one of your songs and line by line, translate it in whatever language through Google Translate. Don't sing it yourself. Let Google sing it, and then release that as just a fun.
Yeah.
How would that...
would probably might even get more success than the original version. Sometimes, you know, if you have the right,
it totally could.
Yeah.
Now, okay, if let's like hypothetical, if you were to do something like that and it didn't rhyme, would that matter? Or do you think it would be more successful if it rhymed?
Well,
what do you think?
Depends on the song, I think.
Yeah, but languages are so different. Like, it's very hard to make a rhyme in English, rhyme in French, a
Right.
rhyme in Dutch.
But there are, okay, funny you say French, because there's a lot of, like, I don't know if it's children's songs or whatever, but I've heard songs translated in French from English and they still rhyme. And it's like, how the hell
Right, but is
does
the
that
French
still?
is the French still proper French, or is it bastardized just to make it
That's
sound?
you know what? I'm gonna have to look that up. We're gonna have to come back to that topic again another time for sure. But I have noticed that the song still rhymes in another language, and it's like that. How the hell does that even make sense?
Yeah.
That it would do that.
Well, I think like what I find more interesting is like wordplay, you know, because I watch a lot of movies and TV shows in English, and sometimes they're just like really funny because of what they do with words. And I sometimes wonder, well, if how will they do it in German? I never checked because
Yeah.
sometimes I've tried watching the same, I don't know, the same TV show in German, and it was always bad, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
because
But, you
the
know,
joke or the slang won't translate in that
Yeah.
culture language,
Yeah,
right?
but
Yeah, I
even
get it.
even plays on words. Like in English, it would be funny, but it's hard to translate. So in Holland, we have a lot of English TV, and it's subtitled in Dutch. But then that's good to learn the words and the language. But if there's a joke where, you know, where the punchline is everything because of the play on words, it
Mhm.
just doesn't translate in the subtitles. It's like, well, in Dutch it's not fun.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And it's the same in German. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes I watch something and it's really fun, but you know, in German it's
Not in
just
German.
cheap. But also we have like Austrian movies that I think you can only watch in not even in German, but in Austrian German.
Okay.
That's also something that it needs to have that, you know.
Right.
Oh, something. There's an Austrian band, and I can't remember their name now. I wonder what happened to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got really big and then they retired.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
What so I know you mentioned that you're watching, like, you like watching documentaries, but like what kind of movies, what are the last couple movies that you've gotten
Oh,
to get
my
into?
favorite movie is The Big Lebowski. And
Oh, really?
I wanna get a Big Lebowski tattoo in fall. Which is something that I've never done because I have lots of tattoos. You can see them you can see them now.
Right.
But usually they're about my music and my life. But like this movie, I think is so great. So I wanna have it to that's like in some relation to the movie.
To the Lebowski. To
But
the dude.
also, the dude, yeah, right. And another movie that I've watched recently was The Escape from Pretonia. Daniel Radcliffe, very good.
All right.
I don't know if I know that one.
I didn't either, but my girlfriend told me let's watch this movie, and I liked it. Really good one. Yeah, and other than that, we watched a lot of shows like Modern Family, like that kind of stuff, you know.
Right. Right.
And documentaries about, as I said, about like other countries, other places, because now you can't travel that much. So we did that. We have a huge TV set, so we can get the feeling of being somewhere.
Right. For sure. What would you say is a good documentary about Canada that you have seen, in your opinion?
Honestly, I don't know. because I've seen plenty about like nature and wildlife, but there's not like one that I would say
Right.
you gotta watch this one. I like them all actually, because it's they're not so different, honestly, because you always see bears and
Probably beavers and moose.
yeah.
I
But
think a lot of documentaries are not just about Canada. They're just about nature, and then there's a portion of Canada in there too.
Yeah, yeah, maybe something to do with maple syrup in there, probably,
Yeah.
and hockey,
Probably
hockey in there.
hockey, basketball. That's a Canadian sport.
But if you ask me about like what I would show people if they didn't know anything about Canada, because I'm a huge John K. Samson fan.
What?
and,
Sorry, what?
John
Sorry?
K. Samson, the Weakerthans,
Yeah.
Artist from Winnipeg. And I think his lyrics and his music videos are awesome. If you need to know something about Canada, and not like from a point of view where like some camera crew is like filming something, but like some guy who lives there is telling you about Canada, then I think he's the guy. I didn't know about curling, but then he wrote a song about it and explained his sport in his lyrics, and I was like, oh, interesting, didn't know that.
Yeah. Been here 13 years, never curled.
No, it's actually pretty dope.
Is it?
It is.
It looks boring as hell.
It looks can be. So does golf. Golf looks boring when you're watching it on TV, but if you go play it, it's completely different.
Oh, but that's because of the beer.
Is it? Well, you can have beers in curling too. They got our beer gardens, man.
True.
It's the same shit.
When are we curling?
Never.
Why not? It's pretty dope.
I'll go watch.
It's boring, you said.
Yeah, I can't do it, man. I have a titanium rod in my leg.
Oh, by that time it's out.
Too funny. Okay, same question, but for Austria. If you were going to point me in a good documentary about your country, what would you suggest? I know nothing about Austria. Like, isn't like Schwarzenegger Austrian?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
about
he's actually not from far where I am now. Is that a sentence even? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
that makes sense.
he was born not too far from where I am now.
Right.
Actually, really close actually. But there's a documentary that's called
Pumping
in English
Iron.
it would be Austria from above, and
Austria from where?
Above.
above. Yeah. And I think you could get a good impression about the country if you watch that.
I think if you watch those music videos, you might get a good feel of Austria.
You think so? So Mark is showing me here for those of the listeners.
No, I'm curious.
He's showing me Contrast. Did I say that right? Even
Contrast.
Contrast. Do you know who that is?
I heard the name, but I don't know their.
It's an Austrian band.
Yeah.
And they have very heavy guitars.
Crossover band with a Polish front woman.
Yeah, and they their music videos are, the very traditional Austrian outfits and stuff.
Okay. Okay, I'll check it out tomorrow.
They're kind of making fun of Austria in a way, but not in a bad way. I don't know. It's you should check it out.
There's this one. It's not a real documentary. It's more some it's a movie, but they're like making fun of like Austrian tradition as well. And I can't remember the title, but it was something like the celebration of the chicken or something like that. And if you want to know about that crazy tradition stuff, that movie is probably a good start.
Good start.
But it's very very embarrassing if you're an Austrian. But I liked it.
Right on. Okay, so back to the music there. We were saying correct me if I'm wrong. So the release of the album is on June 18th.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this episode's going up on which day, Mark? What's Monday?
I'm trying to do math.
Okay, what are we?
12, 13, 14.
The 14th.
14,
So
yeah.
That's
so
when
4
that's
days
Wednesday. So
in 4
the
days
2
from
days before
today.
that.
From today,
No.
the album will be released.
Next week Wednesday is 14th. 2 days before that is Monday. That's when it
12th.
goes up. The 12th.
So then in 6 days, the album will be released. Holy shit, man! We gotta get it together here. Where's the calendar?
I
Yeah,
think
look at the calendar.
Monday is June
Monday's
14th.
Yeah, the 14th on Monday.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. So then this Friday, from when this episode's released, the album will be available.
Okay.
Right on. Now, where would we direct people to get their hands on the album? Do you know?
I think if you wanna get the album on vinyl, Mercantile Records, Mike's label would be the best place.
And we're talking about stocking it in our
Yeah,
on
well,
our
we
website.
should. I don't know if we'll have it on the 18th, but we
Not-
will have it available here through Funky Moose
It's
Records
very unlikely that it'll be here for the
for the 18th. But keep an eye out, you guys. It
As
will
soon-
be available.
As soon as it's available, we'll have it. Yep.
You bet. And then where else can we direct the listeners to your music, Chris?
You can find me and my new band on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, like all these things, YouTube as well. And you can, as I said before, you can even find some live stuff on YouTube, like the streams are on there. So you can get some of the songs of this record live, pretty much.
Okay.
Right.
We'll put all that stuff in the descriptions.
Yeah. So you guys, the links to all those will be in the description of this video. Is there a way? Would we be able to close the episode with one of your songs? Do you think, Chris?
Well, I was thinking about playing a song for you. But I don't want to wake up the neighbors because it's pretty late here. Otherwise, I would have done that because it's always like the best way to promote the music. I can record something and send it to you. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, we could do it that way too.
Because then the sound quality is higher too.
Right on. Do you know what song that would be?
It's not going to be Paper Cuts because Paper Cuts doesn't work acoustic, I think.
Right.
Oh, okay, no,
dude,
that's fine.
whatever it is, man, we'd be more than happy to play it to close the episode.
Yeah.
With that.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
For sure.
Do that.
Cool.
We're gonna say our goodbyes here for this week to all the fans. Thank you guys for tuning in on this week's episode. And
thanks, Chris, for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
Thank you for having me. It was awesome. Enjoyed it a lot.
Right on, brother. We'll be in touch. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Cool.
Then the lights went down. The noise of car doors closing. Some standard phrases. Let's meet again. I hope the kids are doing fine. At the office, everything is well. You really should be proud. Footsteps, talk and laughter echo, slowly turn into a shadow. The photograph or paper can retell. train passed by, and I fall asleep. I got a picture of you smiling with me wherever I go. I got a wallet full of business cards. I don't know any faces too. His name's on colored paper, like X's on the map. I left there, right under my bed. Figured out who I wanted to be, so it stored inside my head for you to see.